Isaac here from ACGI. Since the beginning of time, humans have been building machines to replace us and enhance us. Carriages and carts made life easier for a lot of people, and instead of just having humans pull them, we had animals pull them to reduce the work on ourselves. But we're doing the same thing now. We're doing it in different ways, of course, but we still have cars and motorcycles. But one new thing is exoskeletons. And as a fan of Marvel, this obviously made me ask, could you be Iron Man? The reason I am an Iron Man fan is other than being a millionaire and super smart, he's just an ordinary person like you and me. So, could you be Iron Man? And if so, what would it cost? Well, let's start at the beginning. Iron Man only works because of his supercomputer, Jarvis. The closest computer to this would be IBM's Watson. It is capable of 500 gigabytes, the equivalent of 1,000,000 books a second. That's fast. Watson costs about $900 million to produce. But think about it. You wouldn't need Jarvis, just a semi-smart modern-day computer to run the basic suit functions, like GPS, fuel levels, jet engine temperature, flight control systems, radar, communications, and weapon status. There are so many smart computers you can buy right now, such as Amazon Alexa, Google Home, and Apple HomePod, which average about $195. Because really, to be honest, you wouldn't really need Watson, but you would need something smarter than Amazon Alexa. So add $1,000 to our budget. The famous heads-up display Iron Man has is now a reality. Microsoft has made goggles like this called HoloLens. They create a 3D space that you can add augmented reality into. They are priced at $3,000, so we are at a total of $4,000. So what about the armor? How strong would it be? And what would it be made out of? No one knows for sure. Some experts say it'd be made of a nickel titanium alloy called nitinol. On the other hand, in the first movie, it is made out of gold and titanium alloys. But what would we make it out of? I personally think the best material to make it out of would be a hybrid of carbon fiber and Kevlar. The rigid outer layer would be made of carbon fiber, while the inside would be made of Kevlar. The cost solely of raw materials would be about $4,000, but the shaping, manufacturing of all the parts would cost approximately $20,000. That includes a brand new CNC milling machine, 3D printers, jigsaw, sander, and laser cutter, and a 3D printing filament. So what about flying? Tony Stark can fly, so could we? Back in the 1960s, the first jetpack was built, the Bell Rocket Belt. It ran on hydrogen peroxide and could fly 35 miles an hour, but only had a flight time of 20 seconds. Now, several companies are toying with the idea of personal aviation. Richard Browning made his own jet suit from gas turbine engines, and it has a flight time of 10 minutes. It can go 50 miles an hour, and well, it is just incredibly cool. It's much better, but not good enough for Iron Man because it can't fly long distances. In a perfect world, it could cover only 8 miles in 10 minutes, his entire flight time. Not fast enough or long enough flight duration. Jetman may be the answer. He can fly for a good half hour if he uses all of his fuel, and he can go 124 miles an hour, way faster than the 50 miles an hour of Richard Browning. But there's a catch. He must start from the air, jumping out of a helicopter. Well, what if we put the two suits together, made a jet suit with a foldable wing attachment made out of carbon fiber? Now that just might work. But these things are really expensive, and jet turbines are not easy to come by. So add $500,000 to our check. This monster of a battle suit will weigh a ton. How will any ordinary man be able to lift it? Well, he'll need the help of an exoskeleton. Most exoskeletons are made of physical therapy, but some, like Hulk and XOS-2, are made for military use. Exoskeletons like these cost about $20,000 and can lift 200 pounds, and that'll work for us. So what about weapons? Tony Stark has an array of weapons that take up virtually no space. So what weapons could we have? War Machine would be a more accurate description of what we would look like. In the Iron Man movie, Tony uses a marker-sized missile to blow up an entire tank. This is just so unrealistic, I won't even get into it. But we could have a flamethrower, like the one the Backyard Scientist made, and wrist-mounted handguns. Maybe even 1 or 2 missiles, but nothing like the movie. The cost of the 2 handguns and the flamethrower would be about $1,500. But a small missile would cost $350,000 each. That's a lot. Oh man, with all that technology, how will it be powered? The closest thing to Tony's unique arc reactor is a modern-day nuclear fission reactor. Good news! A company is making a super compact nuclear reactor only the size of a semi-truck. Still a little big compared to the 3-inch arc reactor. So, what should we use? Turns out, normal diesel fuel and a few lithium batteries is the answer. The jet turbine engines use diesel fuel to power them, and Jarvis and the HoloLens are powered by the batteries. That would cost about $6 a flight for the jet fuel, and about $30 up front for the batteries, but they're rechargeable. So, could you be Iron Man? Short answer? Maybe. Okay, before you get all mad at me about how that's not really an answer, I'll explain. The total cost would be a grand total of $899,554. Way too expensive for the average person. But if you're Bill Gates, you could afford Tony's 47 suits. Sadly, I won't be getting an Iron Man suit anytime soon. So, see you in the next HDJI video.